Jack Wong, Michael Wolski, Ryan Louie, Shubham Pahadi. From California, Nikhil Kumar, Nathan Lee, Angela Kwan, Priyan Jadal. Assistant umpires are Jordan Duran and Darius Lewis. Shake hands.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes they just leave like that, you know, just put it like that.
And then back over.
Yeah, tiger there.
Well, welcome back for day 2 here in Round Rock at the NCTTA College National Championships. We're getting ready to start the co-ed team single elimination rounds. On the court right now, we have Nathan Lee from California and Michael Olski representing Northwestern. Got to see these guys play a little bit yesterday. It's going to be a pretty good show. These guys a little offensive-minded. There's no slow play going to go. This match might be pretty quick, but it's going to be fun. With me today, this is Roger Dixon, and with me today I have Timothy Wong. If you were watching in London, he made it to the London Olympics representing Team USA. So, Tim, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks. It's a pleasure to be here. Saw some good matches yesterday, and hopefully we get some, a lot of action today as well.
Yeah, 2 young guys out there trying to make a name for themselves a little bit here in college table tennis. I know Michael's pretty, I think this is his first session with the college championship, so we might see him for a little bit longer. I think so. With his teammate Jack Wong, Jack is, I believe, probably a sophomore in college, so we may have him for another 2 years. But looks like we're getting ready to start the warm-up procedure here. Everybody, we start with a 2-minute warm-up. These guys know what they're doing, so it'll probably be pretty fast-paced warm-up. Usually they use this warm-up just to get used to the conditions and kind of how the other guy's ball feels on their racket face. Pretty standard, little little bit of countering, and Michael goes right into getting his loop in. Tim, did you ever notice that when you were warming up somebody and they started looping, that they were a little nervous, and that's why they started looping really early instead of doing a little bit more countering?
Yeah, I think that's pretty normal. I mean, playing at this stage, playing on such a large court, such a large venue, the jitters are definitely there, and also the first match of the day takes some time to get used to.
Yeah, a lot of players never play at 9 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock here in Texas. So, you know, getting up early, getting your coffee and stuff going, a lot of people aren't used to it. You know, it's one of the sessions that we always do at our club is a 9 o'clock session on Saturdays. Everybody's used to coming in after work, so getting up early is more competition oriented. So your body gets used to playing when it's used to taking, you know, email reports and such. So did you notice anything in their backhand technique that's a little different?
I mean, it seems like both of them are staying pretty close to the table, you know, catching the ball right off the bounce. So I think that's what we're going to see in this matchup as well. I mean, didn't look like they were going to go too far back from the table. On the forehand side, though, we did see them take a step back.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably both pretty similar in style, staying close to the table, quick attacks, and then on the forehand side, taking maybe a half step back, playing counter top spins.
That's where the show's at.
That's where all the fireworks are.
Absolutely. So Michael's getting set to serve as soon as the umpire says okay. And here we go. Yeah, we'll see the feet start moving a little bit better as the game progresses. Right now, they're both a little tight.
Good serve by Michael, serving that heavy side backspin.
Yeah, wanted to challenge that backhand right away. Interesting return from Michael, but he couldn't control the next ball.
It was a good service placement from Nathan, serving short into the forehand side. There we have that quick, close to the table kind of rally that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see a lot of this throughout the match as well.
Long challenge. Challenged him to do something with that long serve, and when Nathan was passive, he opened up the forehand. Different serve right there. Very good.
Another long serve as well. So generally in table tennis, we see most of the time that the people are serving short to try to keep your opponent from attacking off the serve. But over here, it looks like they're going deep long and getting aggressive right away.
And Michael keeps pinning Nathan into the backhand, which I've yet to see Nathan really take a good cut at a forehand. Good strategy by Michael, keeping your opponent stuck in a corner. A little different plan from Michael there, went with his backhand to the forehand.
He's doing a really good job in his first game, opening up on the serves from Nathan.
Yeah, they're like just short, not quite medium. Again, got a nice medium long. He's able to open. Michael gets out to a 5-point lead at this point. Total control of the placement on the forehand.
This is a great first game by Michael. He's really, putting the pressure on Nathan, and he's not really overplaying, but he's just putting the ball on the table in very uncomfortable positions.
Again, really strong open into the backhand. Very nice opening from Nathan with the backhand. He hadn't done it yet, and I think Michael went there trying to play safe, and Nathan took advantage of that safe ball and got the point with the backhand. Real spinny backhand, too. Quick decision, follow up with a nice, from that nice serve. And a bunch of game points for Michael. Doing a little experimentation with the backhand serve. Trying to see, give him a different look. Because it's sometimes you fall into a pattern of serving the same positions and your opponent makes an adjustment. Now you can't serve that serve much more. So it's kind of good to end the game with a different serve.
I agree, and Michael's doing a good job really varying the pace, varying his speed and spins. And he's just playing such a solid game, right? Like I mentioned earlier, he's not really trying to overhit, but every opportunity that he gets, he's able to put a good amount of spin on it to the right place at the right time.
Yeah, the one opening forehand he put on the table was really, it was well placed, but not only that, but it had really nice side spin on it, so it actually kicked farther away. So Nathan had to chase it even more.
Yeah, and if we see in this game one, Nathan was predominantly playing into Michael's backhand corner, right, the backhand half of the table, and Michael is obviously very comfortable with that side of the table. So in this game, I'd like to see Nathan going a little more wide out to the forehand first, and then bringing it back to the backhand side.
Right.
Try to push Michael off of the table.
Yeah, because he started serving more middle backhand, Nathan did, but a few times he served short to the forehand, he actually got into a good position. He just wasn't able to convert it. So, you know, mixing the center to forehand serves up would probably be a good strategy at this point. Now we get Nathan to start this game. Yeah, nice little trap there. He knew that Michael would open, but he couldn't open real strong.
That was a good opening from Michael going down the line to Nathan's forehand.
Yeah, it was just a little high, and knowing the guys from the Chicagoland area, train that backhand a lot. Very quick, explosive forehand loop right off the top of the bounce. Again, Michael's got a nice little lead going on. Please ignore the score. There we go. They're getting it finished. Oh, nice safety ball. Those are harder sometimes, you know. It's off rhythm, off pace, but really good spin.
Yeah, it looked like that ball also just nicked the top of the net as well, so adds another element of difficulty in there.
Nice positioning from Nathan. Got down low. You really see through the backhand opening. Looks a little more relaxed, Nathan does in this game. The first game he looked really tight. Again, going wide to the forehand, Michael's able to win the point with his backhand.
And we see in this game too as well that Nathan is still trying to play predominantly into the backhand half of the table.
I got him.
And there we have that first change, right? Now he went wide out to the forehand, he won the point directly. But if we look at all the points ahead, every time he played into that backhand half, Michael is winning the point.
The DHS net reaches up and bites him again. So we were doing the DHS net points yesterday.
Yeah.
How many in one game one person will get.
Oh,
Michael tried to go back up with his backhand back up to the forehand line and just couldn't get enough timing on it. So Nathan closes back in. He's only down 2. Really good serve. Looked like underspin to me, too.
Michael's doing a great job varying all of his serves. Every spin is different.
A nice little kick serve to the backhand. Typically, you'll see that reverse serve, it's underspin, and there he gave it to him side top.
Yeah, and we don't really see him serve to the same place 2 times in a row. Every single serve has been different.
It's like Nathan's just hesitating a little bit. He sees it's topspin, but he just doesn't trust himself to go ahead and let his swing go. A little more power than usually what we saw from Michael so far. He's been very controlled, but that one he put a little extra gas into it and carried it out the end of the table. Yeah, Michael didn't look very comfortable once Nathan got on the attack, and when he stepped that far back, he opened up too much table. So Nathan's back within 3.
There we have a good opening from Nathan. Seems like every time that he's gone wide out to the forehand first, he's won the point.
Yeah, it was good forehand, backhand, middle positioning. So now Michael's got 3 game points. Flat counter back. Michael tried to overpower with this loop and put it in the bottom of the net.
Well, that was very good placement from Nathan. If we saw the last ball going right into the body of Michael.
Yeah, pretty much eliminated his legs and body from the stroke, and ends up with the ball in the net. So he stays alive. Wow, another nice serve. I think the key's been what we were saying earlier was Michael's variation on the serve. It's not letting Nathan get into a comfortable pattern, and he's always kind of chasing the next ball. So kudos to Michael for extra time at the table working on his service game.
I would agree with that as well. Every serve has been to a different place, and if we saw the last serve, for example, right, that one didn't come directly into the backhand side of Nathan. It went a little into the middle, forcing Nathan to either take a step or, in this case, you know, surprising him and then forcing that error.
Yeah, it caught him a little tight too, because usually at the end of the games, people tend to shorten their service game up a little bit. Very few people are going to challenge you by serving long at a possible game-ending point, because by serving long, you're risking the other player from attacking right away.
Yeah, and maybe, you know, sometimes it's a good thing, right? There's that element of surprise.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you see somebody creeping in, it's a good time to serve along.
Yeah. I think in this game 3, we're going to need to see Nathan going more out wide into the forehand side and probably playing a little more aggressive as well. Now he's down 2-0. He has to kind of battle back and to stay in this match.
I'm surprised his teammates haven't told him to start playing more to the short forehand angle. But hey, look at that backhand. Good positioning, good rotation with his hips and shoulders for the nice win. A little bit of net help there.
But again, that was another good serve from Michael, serving into the middle, right? Forcing Nathan to take a step.
Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, the net got involved there. Stepped and grabbed the ball. Oh, back edge ball. It's always hard when the ball gets that deep on you to get a really good swing in through the ball. Much better serve. Just inside the center line. going into the forehand.
Heavy, heavy backspin.
It's interesting. Nathan continues to go into the backhand. I think that he would try some different spots. Nice controlled aggression right there. Michael got the advantage on the topspin and just worked it through. So 3-3, take a little towel break there. It's like a momentary timeout. Reset your brain, get ready to do what you need to do on your serve. Again, nice serve placement from Nathan, but the opening just wasn't quite strong enough.
Yeah, and that opening was to an okay place, but I would like it a little bit more into the elbow, a little more into the center line. It really depends on where the player is standing, and finding that elbow sometimes is not so easy.
Yeah, we say player's elbow, but it's not always actually the elbow. You know, a lot of people cover their backhand so well in through their, as a righty, into their right hip. So coming into their hip is kind of more where they're comfortable. To get into their elbow, you've got to go, 4 inches out.
A little bit wider.
Wider,
yeah, exactly. And then sometimes, like, when we talk about the center line, right, or hitting the middle, so a lot of people think that we're trying to get the center line of the table, but no, actually, as you were saying, right, it's actually the elbow, and sometimes even a little bit wider. It's that transitioning point between the backhand and the forehand side.
The timeout is actually a pretty good timeout right now because, I mean, he's still within striking distance. He's down 2, but this is a critical game. He has to have this game to keep playing. So taking the timeout right now, not a bad idea. But yeah, again, we've seen a few center line serves just inside the center line, but we have not seen anything really short to the wide forehand.
Yeah, it seems like both players are trying to pressure that short forehand side. So it'd be nice to see them going more wide out to the forehand.
Oh, good reaction to the net ball. Woo! That's when you start feeling it.
A little bit of an interesting serve right after the timeout, right? Michael going deep long on the first ball.
Well, he knows he has Nathan a little rattled. So right away, put the pressure on him to do a quality and long return. Oh, what a nice reply.
Great switch. That serve going wide out into Michael's backhand side, forcing him to move left, and then down the line, right on the white line of the side of the table.
He got the opportunity, just couldn't convert again. And again, that was an inside the center line serve. Got a forehand reply. Still keeping it within 2. That little bit loose ball, Michael has not missed any of those. The forehand is on point at the moment.
Haven't seen really any unforced errors from Michael, just playing such a solid game throughout this match.
Yeah, some of these serves, I think he learned from his father. His father played in the Polish Super League.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Doesn't surprise me. He's
good
playing,
pedigree.
Yeah, he's playing great.
Nice backhand return again. That's the aggressiveness that he's been showing on the serve return. I haven't seen him really push much short other than that one really heavy short one. Oh, caught him.
I think that's the first backspin one that we saw most of the time. Nathan's been serving that, yeah, side topspin serve.
Ooh, good reply from Nathan right there. Jumping all over that short ball. Avoiding elimination at this point. Can he do it 3 more times, though? No more errors from this point on. It's a lot of pressure. And there it is. Michaels again changed service into the backhand, forcing the error. And the team picks up its first win. So there we go with Northwestern with its first W on the board. And the top 2 players are battling it out over on court 1. Well, if you're in Texas, you got to stop by Round Rock Sports Center. It's one of the best facilities that I've been in a long time. And, you know, they're saying Round Rock is the sports capital of Texas. So, you know, the facilities around the area are all like this. I would have to agree with that statement. I would like to thank the guys here at the Round Rock Sports Commission. They've been a great help to us in getting things done. And also, you know, as our primary sponsor, NCTTA, you know, we work towards growing the sport of college table tennis. So we've partnered at different times with Double Fish and DHS. And obviously you can see our beautiful show courts, just like you'd play at the Olympics.
These facilities are great. It looks just like well, it is a professional setting. I mean, and for everybody to be able to come out, all these college kids to come out and play on such, you know, beautiful courts. Look at this beautiful flooring, like this blue. It's just so nice.
Yeah, it's not a color that you see much anywhere else. I mean, at Houston, it was a dark blue.
Yeah.
They're doing black flooring with WTT. You know, so this bright ocean blue, you know, it really pops. Especially on the camera, it looks beautiful with the dark blue surrounds, with many of our, you know, sponsors and suppliers listed around the court. DHS did a great job with all of our tables here. We've been fortunate to sponsor with them in the past and continue to have a really good relationship with them. And Double Fish also supplies all of the balls for all of the matches. And I mean, you see 2 show courts here, but around the gym, I mean, there's a bunch of other tables, and then we have our own practice area. So if you need a ball to warm up away from the competition area, you don't want your competitors seeing what you're working on, that's the place to do it. Many thanks to the local table tennis clubs too, Austin Table Tennis Club, San Antonio Table Tennis, as they've supplied a multitude of volunteers for this event. And volunteers are really what makes this type of event happen.
Okay, we have a blue and red. Red, blue, okay. Blue. Okay. You have the right to serve, receive, or side. Which side you want? This side. Okay. Now I have to ask you. Receive. Wow. Okay.
I don't know, they just finished, but
We already started, so it's still free.
yeah.
So we're going to start our
I chose this site because I wanted
going to start our 3rd singles match. This is Angela Guan versus Ryan Louis, and this is as it's a co-ed team event. You'll see one of our shining stars on the women's side, Angela Guan, and she's a modern defender. So you will see many long points with her doing the magic twiddle, which is rotating sides of the racket. So you've practiced some with Angela before?
Oh yeah, for sure. When I was living in California, we practiced quite a few times. And I would say that Angela is probably one of the best players here in terms of both men and women.
Yeah, I've actually seen where she's gone to some events and beaten everyone there. Yeah, in Ohio.
Yeah. Oh yeah. At Samson Davina Table Tennis Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's got like this bubbly personality that she could lose 3 straight and you would never know what happened. But out of courtesy for her opponent, she does flip and use her black side to do a regular warm-up. Some people will ask her to use the pips, and she will.
Angela, a many-time national team member. You know, she has a lot of experience domestically as well as internationally. So, yeah, she's going to give a lot of pressure to these boys here.
Well, I hope that she's one of the team members for the university games, the World University Games. You know, from this crowd that we have here, we're going to pick the team that represents college table tennis in the U.S. So hopefully Angela's able to make the trip because it's going to be in China. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that'll be exciting to see who's going to represent Team USA at the World University Games.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Nikhil, who's an Olympian. Angela. Could have a pretty good crew. Really good patience from Ryan, just not able to quite finish that one. And you have to have great patience when you're playing someone who keeps mixing their spins up. I saw him into a really good power match yesterday, Ryan. So we'll see what he does here. Angela can't be disappointed getting a 2-point lead off the other person's serve.
Here we see Angela coming off to a strong start, pulling out 4-0.
Good placement caused that error right there. It's going to take usually a little bit to get used because you may play a lot of choppers, but they all do different types of chopping technique. I mean, if you watch Angela, she's got these like classical looking techniques, but the ball variation is dramatically different.
Yeah, and part of that is because of her backhand rubber. She uses the long pips, which really varies the spin of the ball that's coming back. So with that long pip side, right, whatever spin comes into it, right, it comes, when Angela chops the ball, it goes back the opposite spin. So if you're playing top spin into the backhand side, it's going to come back heavy, heavy backspin.
Yeah, a little too fast there. He really needed that spin to kind of calm down a little bit. He really didn't expect it to land.
And there we have that spin reversal from the long pips. Ryan is putting a lot of topspin, and it gives actually Angela a good opportunity to give back a lot of backspin.
And the same with the serve. Very well done. Gave her a lot to work with, and she's able to get in a good position to attack.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about earlier, as Angela being a modern defender, right? She can obviously defend very well, as we've seen so far, and when she gets the opportunity, she can finish the ball as well.
Yeah, that's always been like one of the difficulties in the U.S. We've had some good choppers, but they really didn't have the focused attack. And now Angela's got a really good blend of offense and defense. They're a little too much topspin on that loop. Yeah, when she pushes, it's super heavy. It's a very aggressive backhand play from Angela. Usually she's a little bit more passive, but she saw how much underspin he had and tried to take advantage of it. Ryan did everything right except for the last ball. Moved it around and just couldn't get it.
And we see Ryan now, he's trying to stay away from the pips, going more wide out to the forehand side. But Angela, obviously she has a great forehand chop as well. And with the smooth side, she's able to vary the spin as well, right?
Yeah, she can go much heavier than what the pips can, because the pips are only working with what she has coming in. She could get a dead ball on the black side, on the forehand side, and she can absolutely make that thing so spinning. It forces you to push it back, and then she plays the pips again.
Right, so it's always varying. The spin is always changing. And unless you practice with that style, it's really hard to get a feel of what's coming back.
Yeah, and like I said earlier too, I have 2 choppers in my club. One's a lefty and the other one's a righty, but they're totally different balls. Every time it's something different. And it makes it good when I go out of my club to play other places. I play a chopper and I have this comfort level, and I don't get freaked out when I see somebody who wants to play with the pips. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, once you get used to practicing against that style and really understand what spins are coming back whenever you put a particular spin on the ball, that makes it so much easier for you to adapt.
Yeah, and that's what Ryan needs to do now. He's seen all the variation. He's got to make a decision on how he's going to adapt with it. I think one of the things he needs to be careful of is when he loops, he tends to put a little bit of a hook on it. And now she's not only being able to chop and get back a really heavy underspin, but also a little bit of weird side spin on it, so the location changes on him. I don't think he's aware that he does it. Very decisive on her chopping game. Angela's up to a 2-0 lead on Ryan.
And there we have a backhand attack from Angela with the long pips. We don't really see that very often with choppers who play with long pips.
Yeah, they need the right ball, and she saw it. It's all about the height of it.
Yeah, and there we just see Angela, how versatile she is, right? She can attack, she can defend, she can do pretty much everything that she wants with the ball.
There's her modern defense / attack. Very aggressive with her service game, though. This is pretty much the most aggressive I've seen with her serves. Very long, lots of spin.
It's a very important element, right?
Right.
If you're only defending the entire time, it gives your opponent a lot of time, and they don't really have to think very much. They just go and play their game. But if you add that element of surprise and attack, right, it puts a lot of pressure.
Especially right off the service game. Nice job by Ryan with that short serve to the wide forehand. He found Angela's elbow there on the serve and then made her kind of have to dance out of the way to do the next ball. Ryan gets the point. Ryan did a good job reading the first ball, but not the second one. Nice job by Ryan. Moved the ball around really well. Made her change positions every time. So one thing I'll say, if you're a chopper, modern defender or not, your legs get a good workout every day. Like if you had paint on her, if you had paint on her bottom of her shoes, you'd see her side of the court have a lot of, there wouldn't be much blue left.
Definitely lots of cardio going on there.
Again, she's got the attack on the pips. It's the second time that ball got up high enough where she could just stroke flat through it. Too many people try to really be aggressive with the long pips and end up almost hitting like a inverted backhand. There, she just calmly stroked through it, and you know, the fact that it didn't have a lot of spin made it actually faster. It's not a bad strategy, but it's difficult because she's taller. Most women have problems when you start lobbing, but being graceful and tall, Angela's able to angle it well.
Again, with that perfect placement. I mean, it doesn't look like she's hitting the ball very hard, right? She's not like pounding, right? Trying to like, you know, really destroy the, yeah. She's just playing the right shot to the right place and varying her spin and speed. And I mean, this is a very commanding second game, 11-3.
Yeah, I mean, Brian tried to mix it up a little bit and couldn't, you know, he still hasn't found anything that's really consistently working for him.
And it's going to be tough because Angela is just so seasoned. She's constantly changing the pace. I think, but, you know, I think if Ryan wants to stay in this game, he needs to probably try to play more into the forehand side. I think that side of the table has a little bit more consistent spin or something more that he's used to, rather than playing into the long pips where it's constantly, you know, giving him the opposite of what he's probably probably used to.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things, if I was them, I'd say, come over to your forehand side and serve a backhand from your forehand side.
Yeah.
Make her see something different.
Right.
And that way you can actually locate it really short and wide.
That reverse spin will also, you know, kind of force Angela to maybe play more into his forehand side right away, maybe pop the ball up even and give him an opportunity to attack.
He's a very solid attacker too.
Yeah, he's got good quality for sure.
Hey, the fact that he can loop 3 of her balls in a row, that's pretty good. That was actually a good decision.
And there we have that first point. Ryan going into the forehand of Angela.
She made that ball so heavy. He's used to the pips chop. I think he was surprised by the serve and the fact his ball landed and she returned it. He was not prepared. Yeah, that was a good time to take a timeout. You're in your elimination game and you're down 4-1. You got to reset your strategy. I've yet to see him, though, serve dead into the long pips. Very common thing to do with a chopper.
Definitely so, because the long pips can't really generate spin. It reverses whatever spin you give to it. So if you serve a dead ball, it most likely will come back maybe with a little bit of backspin, but predominantly
more controllable.
More controllable, yeah, exactly.
I didn't like he served short to the forehand and got a good return, but he played the next ball right back into the backhand. He should have played back into the forehand again.
Right. I think that's what he needs to do. He needs to try to go more wide out into the forehand right away and not worry about the pip side so much. Angela did a good job, you know, kind of keeping the ball into the backhand side, not really allowing Ryan to get his attack in. Ryan gets the top of the net on the last play.
Nice placement again with the forehand wide to the forehand. So far, that's what's gotten Ryan back into this, is getting into the forehand side more. Oh, Angela.
And yeah, a little bit of a lucky break again, getting the edge of the table.
And that was a thin edge.
That was a good timeout from Ryan.
Yeah, but
He was down 4-1, and then now he came back. Now it's 5-4 for Angela. So he cleared the spread.
yeah. He made a good choice on the timeout. Tactical change with the help of his teammates. Because this is a team event, you can have the entire team helping you get through your matches on the timeouts and even in between each game.
It's also a good timeout from Angela as well, kind of resetting. Ryan got a few lucky shots, 2 edge balls. You know, it came back. Now it's 5-4. And Angela's trying to get back into it.
Well, it helps cool him off a little bit. You know, he's feeling this. He's feeling the rhythm, feeling the flow, and that's a good way to change it. Just pull that timeout right there. Again, forcing her to chop with the inverted side. It's a little more difficult to do at times when your opponent's varying the top spin. I think he might have been a little afraid of that right there, is Angela's ability to counterattack.
Yeah, and Angela is pushing the ball into the backhand side. Ryan is having a little bit of trouble, right, playing from the backhand. He's not quite able to open. So pushing gives Angela an opportunity to find the right ball and initiate her attack.
I think both players actually wanted to go to the towel. I mean, there was not like one player started and the other went. Immediately, as soon as that opportunity came, they both, boom, went right to the towel.
Yeah, and in the match, every 6 points you're allowed to get a towel break. So it's definitely a good strategy, aside from the timeout, to kind of reset and regroup.
Yeah, that was a good open, but it was soft, and Angela was able to turn and pounce on it. Wow, Angela covered her wide forehand with the long pips backhand. That's a lot of extra footwork. But that's the respect she's given to Ryan's ball there. She knew she didn't want to try to play it with her inverted side. There she flipped and attacked with the black side from her backhand and then flipped right back to the long pips. If Ronnie got it back, he was going to see another nasty chop. Nice job stepping in and flat killing that ball.
Great play from Angela, and that's the experience as well. Yeah, so the experience that I was just talking about. So Angela was down 5-4, right? She called the timeout, and look at the score right now.
Yep.
She had to reset, regroup, and Ryan was getting a few lucky shots, catching the edge a couple times. And with Angela's experience, she came back.
Yeah, she really dominated everything in the second game. Serve return, everything. She was perfect. Didn't have any misplays or anything. And then in the third game, Ryan felt the pressure of having to win that game, and got a few little breaks, but also played a little bit more towards the forehand side, a little bit more aggressive, which he needed to do. And it's hard,
Definitely.
confidence-wise, you know,
For sure.
after getting handled in pretty well in the second game to come out and say, okay, I've got to play aggressive.
For sure, and it's a lot of pressure as well. I mean, playing against a national team member, many-time national team member, and such a seasoned veteran. I mean,
Yeah, and, you know, being from Northwestern, he's never seen Angel probably play ever, you know, because he's going to play local events around Northwestern's university. And, you know, Angela, well, she's been all over the world. So her making adjustments to new players is easy. Him, on the other hand, he sees the same group of guys probably all the time. So that's one of the nice things about coming to the College National Championships. Whether you're a freshman or a senior or a grad student, it's a great place to meet new people, possibly network, you know, maybe find a job opportunity as a senior that you wouldn't have had before in your local community. I mean, Tesla just opened a place here in Austin. They had a big, huge party the other night.
nice.
Yeah, they had 50,000 people show up for the Tesla opening party.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. They had fireworks and stuff, and they did some demonstrations of like how the technology works there. So, you know, Austin and the Red Rock area, Round Rock area is getting really high tech. Oracle has a base here. So
Yeah, a lot of-
Samsung's in the neighborhood.
A lot of those guys from California are moving out into the Texas area now.
Yeah, I've heard that they have a really good tax rate here. And the housing market's not it's growing.
It's growing exponentially, for sure.
So you grew up in the Houston area.
Yeah, yes, I did.
So you've seen a lot of changes from when you were growing up to now.
That I did. It was more of a suburb when I was growing up, and then now it's getting big city. There's not a lot of, you know, open space, open land anymore. Everybody's starting to move over. A lot of new construction is happening. It's just getting more and more populated.
So it looks like we could possibly get into the doubles. Right now on court one, it's a tied up 1-1 match. So for the moment, we're going to sign off, get a bit of water, and prepare for the doubles. So we're getting started here with the women's team. Here we have Syracuse right now on the table. That would be Priya Rao, and from that's Eden Q. But I'm trying to see. She is from Texas. Yep. So Tim, which Texas university is this? Texas University? Or
Yeah.
Texas A&M?
I believe this is University of Texas.
Oh, University
Austin.
of Texas, Austin. Okay. A lot of Texas teams qualified, so I'm a little.
Yeah, and it makes sense. This is our home state right here. We're
Yeah.
in Austin, Texas. We have UT Austin playing.
Pretty offensive match so far. Eden's pretty dominant so far.
Yeah, coming out, guns blazing, as in true Texas fashion. Sounds like they're saying that Priya's not tossing the ball high enough on her serve.
So the umpires have a choice. They can give a warning or they can take the point. And obviously there must have been a warning before, and so they took the point. Unfortunate. Hate to see it. Nerves and humidity will do weird things onto your toss. Nice opening by Eden into the Priya's backhand. Huh? Very good serve from Priya there.
Eden coming out strong, not really giving any breathing room to Priya in this game one.
Yeah, she played at her tempo, and Priya had to try to keep up. And it's hard when the stronger player is able to dictate that. If I was Priya's coach right now, I'd say take your time in between points. Make the other player really anxious to play. I'm not saying intentionally slow play, but play at your own rhythm. Don't get caught up trying to chase her tempo.
Definitely take your time. Eden came, very fast, very strong. Didn't give any breathing room, obviously, to Priya in this game. So I like your advice there. Kind of calm down. Try to make Eden play into your rhythm.
Right. Even though you play fast points, it doesn't mean you have to time everything fast. Take your time, be prepared to play those fast points. And I know this, I see this with a lot of the younger players that I coach, is when the tempo gets fast, they hold their breath. And you actually get more tired. So you need to breathe between each stroke. And sometimes it just doesn't happen. A nice location with that forehand up the backhand line.
That ball pretty much touching the white line on the edge of the table there.
Yeah, she's. That was a nice block from Priya, making Eden step out wider than she was comfortable. Chow.
Another strong attack. That backhand serve from Eden, gives a lot of side topspin, right? And then serving it short into the forehand side, it's very hard to keep that ball short and low. Gives a lot of opportunities for the server to attack.
Yeah, that was a really good footwork drill there, corner to corner. Hard to keep up to. Nice setup from the serve. Priya got the attack, but great defense from Eden. A little side top that time. She'd been pretty much serving underspin to that point. Gave her just a little variation right there, just enough. Interesting serve return. I think she changed her mind at the last minute, and it was a great decision. Perfect time to change it. Yeah, so much spin on that opening, it's hard to control.
Priya's doing well in this game too here, keeping the game within a 1-point margin.
Yeah, the changes she's done, service location, spins, you know, really good.
I think she took your advice. She started slowing down her pace a little bit. And here we have another fault serve. Umpire said that Eden's hand went under the table.
Yeah, we can't see that from our angle.
Yeah, so in a match, when you're serving, your hand always has to be above the table for the serve. You can't even when you're going down to get ready to toss the ball, cannot go under the table.
Exactly. Nice reaction to the heavy spin. I don't know if the service fault call kind of rattled Eden a little bit, and she's trying to play a little safer. She's made a couple just a little, I wouldn't say totally unforced errors, but you know, just a little bit too much. I saw it on that serve. She gets dangerously close to dropping below the table with her hand. A good way to do that is put your forearm over the top of the table. Still gives you the angle you want. Nice rally.
Great attacks from Eden, but Priya is showing that she has good touch for the ball and able to move her around.
Just a rolling side top serve. Not enough energy really in it to attack real hard. Yeah, I think she smelled the blood in the water and tried to end it right there.
Lucky break off the top of the net for Eden. Now bringing the score to 9-10, 1-point margin.
Good return. So the Priya's made the adjustments from the first game and really kind of put the tempo of the whole that game in her favor. Between the service tempo, the blocking and countering, she made the adjustment.
Very interesting to see the difference in game one and game two. Game one, Eden came out very strong, being very aggressive, and Priya, you know, almost seemed like she wasn't completely warmed up, completely in that first game. And then now we see game two, as you said, Priya slowed it down, changed her rhythm, changed her pace, kind of got into her own game. A little bit late, but I mean, better late than never.
Yeah, yeah. So I was impressed with the service changes that Priya made, the locations, the spins. I mean, she made some. Eden outright missed some service returns, which she didn't in the first game.
Yeah,
she didn't miss a ball in the first game.
Right, and also this game, Priya was opening with more spin and slowing it down rather than trying to play into Eden's speed.
What's that saying in real estate? Location, location, location. Right there, that was a good location.
Right
from
into
Priya.
the body.
That's dangerous. That backhand opening is so spinny. It lands so deep. Priya's having a hard time getting a position to block. And she's got to Priya's got to remember how she won the second game.
Yeah, but I think we see Eden changing her game as well in this game 3. Instead of, going guns blazing, really trying to rip through Priya, she's playing a little more controlled.
Yeah, she's got such a heavy opening off the backhand side. The spin is so good that it's hard to control. And she's used it a few times. Just not quite long enough. It's racket or ball. Which do you want? I think I'll save my racket.
Slightly too flat of a contact there. I would like to see her add some more spin.
Yeah, I think she just gets anxious at times. She sees a ball where she thinks she can just rip through it, and it's just not quite there. Priya had that look of, that's not going to hit. Oh, no, it did. Super wide from Eden. That was really good. Pretty smart. She's taking her time, using the towel break, staying calm. Down by 4. It's not out of reach. Well, sometimes you just disrespect the spin with your forehand power, and right there, Priya did.
That was heavy topspin, but the placement going straight into the forehand side gave Priya the opportunity to smash that. And as you see here, this placement was a little better going into the backhand side, forcing Priya to block.
Yeah, that's tricky. That tomahawk gives her a pop-up, but it has so much side spin coming back. You have to play the right angle.
We've seen this happen a few times where she gets this opportunity and just smashes the ball into the bottom of the net. As I was mentioning earlier, right, she needs to add a little bit more spin.
Yeah, it's hard to slap that ball when it's above your shoulder. You know, if you let it fall a little bit, at least you can add some spin to pull the ball back down into the table. But it's, you know, a flow situation here for Priya. She gets into the flow. If it's hers, she's good. I mean, that's why she won the second game. But when she tries to play in Eden's flow, she can't quite tempo that. So, it's, again, she knows what she needs to do. It's just execution and the patience to do it. Again, I had to admit yesterday, I'm really jealous of the Syracuse team. They've got like the coolest jerseys. You know, I never had those when I was going to school. I mean, I had silk screen T-shirts. I mean,
yeah, and we've seen a lot of very good uniforms this time around. We see UT with their Yola shirts, USC with their red and yellow.
Yeah, they have the Trojan thing right in it. It's pretty cool.
A lot of good-looking teams.
It really raises the visual aspect of the sport when people are professionals with their uniforms. And if you do come here as a team, you do have to wear team uniforms, FYI. Eden with a nice reply off the net ball. Yeah, Priya needed to go wider. She was trying to trap her in the middle. Unfortunately, got a little bit too much of the forehand, and Eden was able to step around and take over the point with her own forehand. trying to do the banana, and it was just a little bit longer than she thought it was going to be. Eden had been serving a little bit middle, and then she went a little bit longer. Good focus on the forehand open. Nice combination right there. Nice job with the top spin control from Priya that time.
Priya hanging into this game 4 here, evening the score
Yeah,
to 4-4.
and she lost the first 2 points on her serve. Lost the next 2 and then has won 4 in a row. I like that big backhand opening with nice long stroke. Gets a lot of spin.
Seems like Eden has a tendency to try to rush and finish off her opponent when she gets a lead.
Yeah, that was pretty patient though, right there. That point was pretty patient. A little feint to the forehand, opened up the backhand. Very seasoned professional. Priya needs to make that ball come more into the middle of the elbow, as we were talking earlier. Going straight into the backhand, Eden's able to block that straight up the line for the winner.
These heavy topspins from Eden are really the difference maker in this game.
Yeah, Priya's not sure how she wants to handle that.
And the ball has so much spin, you need to generate a lot of racket speed to be able to bring that angle down.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a lot to fight back on. And there we go. Eden takes care of business. Consistent with the score in the last 2 games. Once she got a lead, she's good at running out in front. Eden able to finish that.
Very convincing win here, even though game 2 was pretty close with 11-9. Games that Eden won were 11-2, 11-5, and 11-5. That puts UT up 1-0 in this team match.
Yeah, the Coed final match just had finished, and now we've started the Kelly Zhao and Rachel Yang match. The top 2 seeds from their teams, respectively, are starting on court 1. And we will probably get another match over here on court 2 and momentarily take this time to thank the Round Rock Sports Center. And if you want to check out this venue, it's rrsportscenter.com. And thanks to the Visitors Bureau for putting us in touch with them to have this space. And it's state of the art, everything across from the lighting to the AC. You don't feel a breeze, but you're comfortable. And as a player, I mean, feeling hot and sweaty because they have to turn the AC off is always really a bummer. But here, the way they have their AC set up, man, is perfect. The temperature in the venue has been perfect. The weather outside here in Texas has been perfect, too. Nice and sunny.
Yeah, that's not something that I'm so used to anymore now. I live in Denver, Colorado.
little chilly in Denver at this time of year.
I think it's supposed to snow this week. Yeah, but coming back over here to this 70 to 80 degree weather,
Gonna go back here being
kind of
thermal shock.
Got to make sure to come back at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to miss the rain. You know, get down here when it's beautiful and sunny and not 150 degrees. But I don't think it gets that hot here.
It doesn't get that hot, but the thing is, like, it's there's some humidity in the air too, so
Okay.
that adds an extra element of.
Well, much like myself being in Nashville, we're in that sticky, hot, you know, summertime weather. And right now we're in that tornado season because we're right on the line between the cold fronts coming down from the north and the warm Gulf air. And yeah, we've had quite a few little spin-ups come our way in the last month or so. I'm gonna have a guest next week, and I'm gonna take him to go get some real Nashville hot chicken.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Show him our little table tennis program. So here we go with Texas's player, Jessica Lau. And I'll let you pronounce Miss Tang's first name.
I want to say it's Ya Qin.
You're the professional. We'll let you go with that one. I got to see her play yesterday, and she was very apprehensive with her opponent. And there was a lot of just patient play from her. When I saw her play doubles, totally the opposite. Very aggressive, counterattacking, blocking and counterattacking. But her comfort level with the opening comes from the backhand side, not the forehand side.
Interesting, and that's something that we see quite often in women's table tennis, where they open very quick off the bounce with the backhand side and play very fast backhand rallies.
So I think Jessica is using a modified penhold grip. Kind of looks a little biased to the backhand side, which is the modern way to the backhand is played for penholders. They use both sides of the racket. The unfortunate thing is there's so few coaches that are actually proficient at teaching that technique.
And when you see Ya Qin, the way that she's hitting the ball and the way that it sounds, it seems like she's using some sort of pimpled rubber on the backhand side.
That would explain why she's comfortable with that. Because it's easy, you don't get over too much spin. So Jessica starts with the service. So I think you're going to see Ya Qin do a lot of things into the backhand side.
Looks like she's almost a chopper here, pushing quite a few balls and staying close to the table in the last block.
Yeah, she's very comfortable with the short game. So there is no warnings given by the umpiring crew, and they're awarding the point immediately to Jessica. Jessica with a nice rolling topspin wide to the forehand. 1 point away from tying this up at 3. And possibly the first towel break. Do either of the ladies take the towel break? I don't think they will. Not feeling that much pressure in the first game. Once again,
that was a nice, fast, long, deep serve from Yachin into the wide backhand of Jessica.
yeah, like I said earlier, I think she's primarily going to be serving to that side. Jessica looks a little more comfortable on the forehand side.
Interesting that Jessica's serving that serve into Yachin's backhand. I wonder what kind of pimpled rubber she's using, because every time Yachin returns it, when Jessica pushes, she pushes it into the bottom of the net, so it's coming back heavy, heavy backspin.
Yeah, I did not get a chance to look at her equipment yesterday. And that would make a lot of sense why I saw her in the doubles playing a lot of forehands. Good service variation. Jessica's really struggling to figure out which one's the underspin and which one's the side top. Nice thing about college table tennis is if you can hear our background noise, the teams really get involved with the matches.
See a lot of action across this entire venue that we have. There's over, what, like 30 tables?
Yeah, I haven't seen all of them. I've been rather restricted to my commentary duties and some technical support duties also. So Yaquin gets out to an early lead and never looks back. Continually serving different serves into the backhand. And Jessica's really struggling to figure out the spacing and the tempo on the backhand serves. It makes it hard for her to get involved with the points. She's just struggling with the placement of those serves.
With their pimpled rubber on the backhand side, it's really, you know, changing the spin and giving a lot of pressure to Jessica off of the service receive.
So there's a lot of work for Jessica to do to get back in this game. She's got to find an answer for the serve, and then she's got to figure out a way to win her own points.
I think she needs to play more into the forehand side. That backhand pip style is giving her a lot of trouble.
Yeah, she was looking for the backhand serve again, went to the middle, and not ready for that. Yeah, I was trying to get as I came to get the ball, I was trying to see if I could see what the backhand rubber was. Quinn is definitely controlling everything in the match with this straight off the serve. The quality of the spin is just really difficult. Oh, there she got it. She was trying to push those earlier because it kind of looks like side under, but it's actually side top. And she just found the angle and put it right back.
Yeah, Yachin's doing a good job with her serves, you know, really pressuring that wide out backhand.
that little cut return puts a bit of side under on that ball, and Jessica's struggling to get her backhand to match spins. She's a little bit too flat. The push for the reverse penhold backhand is kind of tricky. That's why you see most people just attack.
Again, with that pressure into the backhand side of the table, that side spin, I think Jessica is getting a little stuck here. She might need to step around and return with the forehand side.
Well, you know where the serve's going. You just got to be patient enough to pick the right spin. But at this point, you don't really have much choice. You've got to figure out something else. I like that, right in the middle of the body. So yeah, can try to change your tactics up a little bit, go to the middle, and missed it long. This is going to the backhand.
Yes, it is. You know, when the strategy works, there's not really much reason to change it, right? So
Yeah.
if Jessica is really struggling for this, I think she needs to, like I mentioned earlier, right? She needs to step around and maybe return a little bit more with the forehand side.
Yeah, or even go traditional penhold return, because that would give her the right angle,
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
opposed to being too open with the reverse backhand. And it might be enough to make her
That's-
change the service.
That's
return.
also true as well, yeah. So right now she's just pushing it like it's a normal backspin push, but there's a lot of side spin as we clearly see the ball, you know, going
Trailing
off
out.
of the left side of the table.
So yeah, if she would use the traditional backhand, it would be on the better side of the ball.
Make that adjustment, or even, you know, pushing wide out to the forehand side. I know that's not the best strategy for somebody who's offensive, but
it forces her to make that shot.
got to put the ball on the table right now.
Yeah, pressure. I mean, it's always good to get your ball back on the table, because then they have to play it. You know, if you're hitting the table every time, the other guy's got to play it back, so you at least have a chance. You know, outright miss is not going to help. Yeah, it'd be so much easier if she did a traditional one to offset that side spin. Oh, there she tried it. Jessica knew she was trouble when that ball floated up to the forehand like that. Just shaking her head like, got to do better. Yeah, so even when she attacks, Yakun's going into the backhand corner with the forehand. She's frustrated. She finally got a chance to attack and she missed it. Still not happy with the serve return, but you know, when your opponent misses, hey, you got it on the table. That's step one.
Oh, yeah, actually changed her serve this time, going into the forehand side.
Yeah, Jessica did the right response, just a little too spinny. Yeah, the ball with the side spin is just giving Jessica a lot of trouble. Just keeps getting too close to her, and she can't make the stroke flow the way she wants to. And there we have it. Yukwin Tang takes the win for the Syracuse team. Quite the battle for the #1 position here. So right now we have it as 1-1 in the team tie. Could make it to doubles depending on what happens on court 1.
So, any preferred color? Red, blue?
I'll pick red.
Is it red? Is it be blue?
Sounds perfect. Oh.
Red? Red,
Green
it is.
color.
Serve, receive, side? Serve. Which side do you prefer?
Up that side.
Okay. 2 minutes.
So welcome back to the College National Championships here in Round Rock, Texas, the sports capital of Texas. So right now we're in the fourth match of the women's team event. Representing Texas, we have Morgan Cholene, and from Syracuse, we have Yiheng Zhong. So, Yiheng with the serve and the first point. Really nasty, deep serve to the forehand.
Yiheng coming out strong, being very aggressive with her serves and her service receives.
She looks like she came to do business. Applying all the pressure right now. So for a lot of players, this is the first time on the big courts. So oftentimes you're not going to see their best game because they're just nervous.
It's a lot of pressure playing on these professional tables, professional flooring, and being on the live stream as well.
Yeah, but some people don't realize that yet. They haven't looked over and noticed that we're talking while the camera's on them. And yeah, because we have actually a really cool screen up on the wall behind us that actually shows the court 1 area. It's really cool. The facility here has multiple cameras or multiple TVs set up around the venue, so we're able to patch into them and put our feed on this big screens.
Yeah, every seat in the house is a primetime location, whether you're watching it on the court or watching it on one of these large TVs hanging around.
She got that short enough, made the challenge.
But it looks like that service was a let called by the umpire.
Well, that would explain why it was so short. If it hit the net.
Yiheng really running away with this game 1 here, taking the first game 11-1.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of experience to be had yet for Morgan. It's the first time I've seen her name in the college ranks. And, you know, it's tough to be a first-timer, you know, in the big show. You like playing backyard basketball and then coming in and you know, playing the NCAA championship game. It's just a little bit awe-inspiring and a little nerve-wracking. So hopefully your teammates are able to calm her down. She's got some good coaching from our women's championship doubles team over in the corner. So we were able to finish all our doubles last night, which had some fireworks going on on the men's side and the women's side. So if you can go back and see, rewind and replay those, there's really some really good points in that going on there. So Morgan gets to start to serve. Nice side. Got more underspin on that one. She'd been getting a lot of side on the first game. It didn't help her. So here she comes out and she gets the first 2 on her serve. Good adjustment from Morgan. Good jam position from Yiheng.
Right into the elbow area of Morgan.
think Morgan might have calmed down a little bit.
She's doing better with her service game. She's varying the placement, keeping herself into the rally.
Oh, nice turn.
Great job by Morgan staying into the rally with those
forcing a miss.
few pushes.
Yeah. Like I said, I think she's calmed down a lot. I think that first initial stage fright kind of got to her. Oh, good serve, though. Hard to deal with that. If you've never seen that jam fast serve like that, it's tricky.
You know, she's getting a lot of opportunities. Morgan is serving well, getting that opportunity to play that forehand. She's just going off the table just a little bit. I would like to see her, try to add some more brush.
Yeah. These are just a lot of, the serve,
Yeah, presenting a lot of opportunities for her.
It's keeping her in a match, the service variation. Oh, she tried to roll it over. Just a hard ball to roll over with that angle.
And there we ended game 2. Yi Hang taking the game 11-6. So it's definitely getting better, right? First game 11-2,
Yeah,
second game 11-6.
Morgan was trying to attack,
Yeah.
and if, you want to keep improving, you got to keep trying to attack. Young is back at the table, ready to go with the 2-0 lead. She knows that the Syracuse win is needed at this point because it's the team's in a deficit. She needs to win this to get into the doubles. So expect no mercy at this point. She's going to play as hard as she can to get this over with. Wow! Nice backhand return right up the line. I mean, literally on the paint. It's got to help her confidence a lot. Good change in position. She'd been serving that serve mainly into the body and backhand. That time she goes straight down the middle. Morgan fighting 2-2. Little side, I don't know how to, it wasn't a pure flip though. It's kind of like, I was gonna push and then a kind of a half flip maybe?
Wow, and a good serve from Yi Hang. Lots of spin. You saw how low that was?
Yeah, right on the end line too. It's like super handcuffed if you're not ready. Following the serve.
Morgan doing a better job of opening after that service, the service receive.
Yeah, as long as it stays more into the middle of the backhand court. When it gets out into the middle of the table, she ends up reaching for it, and she reaches and closes her racket. She's just got to be a little more patient. keep her hands below the ball and go through. She tried to flip that topspin serve. Very good.
Good attack from Morgan.
Yeah.
She's
That's
set
the
it up
third
again.
time that she set that up.
Right. She's actually been getting those opportunities this entire match. She's got to be able to execute and, you know, get her forehand topspin into the rally.
It's got to be kind of unsettling for Yan to see her opponent start converting her opportunities. Oh, what a serve. Ihan with a really nasty serve to the forehand side. Landed and hopped off. Back within striking distance at 8-8. Gave us two of those. So Ihan pumping up the pressure on the service game. Has 2 points to win this. Finishes it with a really strong backhand, and we have to give it up to Morgan Chalene, who put up a good fight there. You know, after getting really nervous in the first game, she started finding her rhythm and definitely on her way to improvement.
Yeah, as the match progressed, I mean, as we can see the score here, she got better every game. Maybe
Yep.
if there was if this was best 4 out of 7, she would have, you know, won
Get
the
a
next
game here, put more pressure on. And that's important, you know, the pressure, you know, being able to stay in points. So this women's match is going to go to doubles, and that'll be going over to court number 1. For the moment, me and my partner Tim Wang are going to sign off here. I'm going to go grab some lunch. Tim's going to hook up with Brandon Lawrence, and you guys are going to take over for the rest of the afternoon session. So the NCTTA thanks you for watching our live stream, and welcome to the College Nationals 2022. Have a great day.
do all the timing.
Okay. So let me refresh it real quick. Timeout or 1 minute?
Timeout is 1 minute. Intervals 1 minute. Warm up is 1 minute. Okay. So it's just so when after I do the flip and everything and they're ready to start the warm up, I say your 2 minute warm up starts now, and I look at you and you start the 2 minute time. And then when the time is up for anything, you raise your hand, look at me and say time, and then I take control of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're gonna get started.
Backhand is what? The short, long, medium, what is it?
Okay, gentlemen and lady. Oh, wait. You're calling it?
Red.
He's calling red. One side's red, one side's blue. He's calling red. Blue. Your choice? She chooses to receive.
This side is fine.
You are serving. You're
side is
serving on this side?
Yeah.
Okay. You all right?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, no, I'm the racket.
Oh, no, it's all good. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, let me get the ball. That would be helpful. Okay? Your 2 minute warm up starts now.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 2022 College Table Tennis Championships. Brandon Lawrence alongside Tim Wong. Well, Tim, we got a great matchup here in the men's co-ed teams quarterfinals. California, Texas Wesleyan. Should be a great matchup today.
Very interesting to see them, playing against each other so early in the quarterfinals. I think we're going to have a great matchup here with Nikhil Kumar, our 2021 U.S. Olympian, versus Deng Zhen, who at the U.S. Open finished second place.
Should be a great matchup today. And just as a reminder how we got here, Texas Wesleyan as the number 3 seed coming out of the round robin had a bye to the quarterfinals. California just beat Northwestern earlier this morning. We saw this match here on tables 1 and 2. They beat them 3-1. Tim, you were calling those matches. What did you see earlier today from California?
They are playing very strong. I mean, Nikhil Kumar obviously carrying the team here. It's going to be very interesting to see how he handles Deng Zhen's, short pips or medium pips on the backhand side.
Absolutely. As a reminder, team competition for singles. This is the number 1 singles matchup. We'll see these matches here on tables 1 and 2.
California versus Texas Wesleyan. California to serve. 0-0.
And Kumar will start us off here in the co-ed team quarterfinals. Great backhand to start it off from Nikhil.
Very aggressive and loud show for the first point.
Well, Tim, we saw them play last night in the doubles competition. Zendang winning the women's doubles, and Nikhil making the semifinals in the men's doubles. So they've certainly played a lot of table tennis so far this weekend.
Nikhil is doing a great job with his service receive, as he always does. He just controls very well. He can push short, he can push long, he can come in, be aggressive with the backhand banana. Overall, just a very versatile player.
So Tim, you've played in these, the college table tennis championships before. How different is it in a team competition in this atmosphere versus the singles competition?
Oh, it's very different. When you have an entire team that you're playing for rather than playing for yourself, it's actually you want to perform better, right? Because in singles, if you lose, it's all on you. But if you're playing for a team, you really want to make sure that you add every point for your team.
Absolutely. And a quick start here from Kumar, up 5-1 early.
Deng Zhen, serving the ball a little bit longer this time. She's normally been keeping it short, and Nikhil's been controlling that rally. But this one, she served long into the backhand side, forcing Nikhil to push the ball, and it gave her the opportunity to attack first.
You can see her getting into this game more. We saw it yesterday, trying to neutralize Nikhil. That was a big part of the game plan for a lot of their opponents. But that's something you see Deng trying to do here as well. Nice backhand cross court.
Nikhil doing a good job serving that hook serve with a side topspin. That forces Deng Zhen to come in and play her forehand flick, and it gives Nikhil an opportunity to play off a topspin ball rather than backspin.
Ooh, just a bit long.
Ball caught the top of the net there. A little bit of a lucky break.
Yeah, that's a difference between 8-3 and 7-4, right? Gives you a chance to get back in this game. I think we just saw what you've been talking about so far, keeping that ball short, not letting Kumar attack.
Then doing a better job now of getting her first attack in and putting pressure onto Nikhil, pushing him, back from the table and forcing him to play a little more passively and defensively.
Great forehand. Went from 7-3, 7-6, and winning that point now gets him back up 2. A little lucky off the net there.
And that was a great placement from Zhen as well, going into the backhand side of Nikhil, especially after he backed away from the table. And Nikhil did a little side chop and caught the top of the net there.
Oh, great defense.
Amazing attack from Nikhil, stepping around that corner, wide corner, and going wide out to the forehand of Zhen. But she has very good reactions, blocking that ball down the line.
Backhand into the net there.
This is the great touch from Zen, staying close to the table. It doesn't matter how hard Nikhil is hitting the ball. She stays close to the table and she's able to block it very with the medium pips.
Yeah, that's the play he's trying to do there, right? Get that return up, put away the third ball. 2 game points here for Kumar in California in our first singles matchup. One more game point here for Kumar.
This one right here. Come on.
Ooh, backhand goes long for a 10-all.
Zen is keeping her game a little tighter now, not giving Nikhil the opportunity to really tee off on that third ball attack as we've seen him win so many points on earlier in this game.
Great forehand.
A little bit of a lucky break on the top of the net again, but still, that was a good setup from Nikhil, serving the ball half long, forcing Zen to make a weak opening and then counter-attacking the ball down the line.
Absolutely, one more game point here for Cal.
This one right here.
Big forehand from Kumar, takes the first game, 12-10.
Yeah, Zen started off a little bit slow in this game, you know, giving Nikhil an early lead. Had a little bit of troubles returning the serves, but overall was able to at least come back and keep the first game close. So I think that's a crucial moment for her to, you know, keep every game as close as possible, even if she loses the game as, for example, this game 1, right? But keeps the pressure on to let Nikhil know that that she's still there.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're you know, Doru with Texas Wesleyan, the coach, what are you telling Zen right now in terms of, are you telling her to keep the same game plan, just don't stray from it?
Yeah, I would say just, you know, keep the services tight, open when you get an opportunity to, and try to pressure Nikhil more into the middle side, and then when he backs away from the table, then she can go and pressure down the line into the backhand. But overall, I mean, I think she's playing well. Just got to make sure that the opening of the game is close rather than letting Nikhil get, you know, an early 3 or 4 point lead.
Absolutely. And so for those watching on table number 1, they're going to be starting up the second singles matchup here. Nathan Lee, Lucas Ito. At the conclusion of those matches, we're going to have the third and the fourth singles here on tables 1 and 2. As a reminder, 4 singles matches. If it's tied at 2, we'll play doubles. If it's obviously 3-1 or 4-0, the winning team will advance to the semifinals here in the Coed Team competition here at the 2022 College Table Tennis Championships. Thank you all for watching today. Zen to serve, second game.
Wow. That was great placement, and this is a very good setup from Nikhil as well. Dropping that ball like very close to the net, just barely off the side of the table, and then forcing Zen to open. And at that point, like, the only place you can go is wide out into the backhand side. Nikhil knew that and stepped it on right away.
Okay, you see that slow start a little bit again here. Quick 2-love lead for Kumar. Ooh, went for a lot there, missed it wide. So so Tim, is Nikhil one of the more emotive players that you've seen play so far in these in this tournament?
Yeah, definitely showing a lot of emotion, giving a lot of feedback on the table of how he's feeling, and it's really beneficial for him as well to pump himself up to, make sure that he's always being aggressive and staying focused on the table.
Yeah, we saw it last night with doubles as well. Yeah, a little frustration there from Zen. Great forehand.
And that was not bad placement either. Zen played a good forehand topspin into Nikhil's middle, but Nikhil was ready for it and was able to counter loop the ball across court, wide out into the forehand side.
Yeah, quick towel break here at 5-1. California's got an early 5-1 lead in this first singles matchup here in the co-ed team quarterfinals. Kumar's got 2 serves. Great defense.
Nikhil putting a lot of topspin on that ball. It's not just like a normal lob, he actually kicked it. It's a lot of spin.
That was a nice return there from Zen. Put some pressure back on Nikhil.
Hey, come on.
Play clear the net there. Great offense there from Zen.
This is better placement from Zen, not giving it directly into Nikhil's forehand, but actually pressuring the backhand side first and then moving it wide out into the forehand.
Great point. They're just wide now from 6-1 to 6-4. Backhand goes just long.
Better receive from Zen, not giving the ball too high and then forcing Nikhil to open off of a half-long receive.
So we're at 7-5 here with Kumar leading Zen over on table number 1. We've started the second singles matchup between California and Texas Wesleyan. Also streaming on tables 3 and 4 right now, we have Indiana versus USC in the quarterfinal action. The winner of the Indiana-USC match will play the winner of this match in the semifinals. Yeah, that's a great play. She's been going back to that.
Putting a lot of pressure early in the rally, keeping the ball, contacting the ball right off the bounce, right? This time pressure is something that you see predominantly in the women's game. On the men's side, we see a lot more power, a little bit more mid-distance. But this style matchup sometimes can be a little tricky.
Ooh, backhand goes just wide. We're tied all at 7.
Very interesting how this game too has played out, being down 6-1. Now Zen is able to match the score at 7-7.
Yeah, we'll see how Kumar responds here. Yeah, that's the play he's been going for. big forehands there from Kumar.
Very fast, very explosive, and if you look at the placement, he didn't hit the ball to the same place twice. First one went wide out to the forehand, next one combination went wide out into the backhand side.
Forehand into the net gives Kumar 3 game points. Where do you think Zen's serve is going here?
I think it should go into the backhand side, preferably long and deep.
She did. Big backhand from Kumar. Takes the second game, 11-7 for California. Kumar's opened up a 2 games to love lead so far.
Yeah, and these last 2 games, they started off pretty similar with Nikhil coming out with an early lead. First game, I think it was 4-0 that he came out, and then second game, 6-1 up. And Jen's always like trying to play catch up. It's like a cat and mouse game here. But I mean, so far, I don't think that Zen's playing bad, but she really needs to come out early in the game and keep it tight early on without giving Nikhil that lead.
Absolutely, and you saw in that game again from 6-1, got it to 7-7, but Kumar was able to figure it out. And I think that you take away that margin for error when you go down like that. Figured it out, and California takes a 2 games to love here. Over on table number 1, they're 9-8 in the first game. We expect this overall tie to be pretty tight, don't we?
Definitely so.
Because we've got the first singles here. California with a 2-love lead. Wesleyan's just took the lead a little bit on table number 1. Third singles coming next, we got Angela Guan, Eduardo Tomoki. That should be a great matchup, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's going to be a very crucial match for sure. As we see in these the first 2 matchups, it looks like it's going to be 1 apiece.
Yeah, that makes every. That's the exciting part about the team competition, right? Is that 1 and 2, it's great. It really comes down to 3 and 4 most of the time, and then doubles. A little better start there from Zen, splitting the first 2 points.
An opportunity for Zen, getting the ball half high, a chance to really rip and put that ball away, but just hitting the top of the net and just barely missing.
Yeah, the margins have been pretty thin this game so far, but they've been falling Kumar's way so far.
Great feeling from Kumar, chopping the ball from mid-distance off the table. And that just shows even more of his versatility, right? On the table, he's got all these pushes, but as far from the table, he can do it all as well.
That's a nice play there from Zen. Short serve, sets the backhand. Yeah, big forehand. He's found a pattern there that he likes and trying to stick to it on the serve. Got the 3-all towel break, and over there on table number 1, Texas Wesleyan did take the first game. Lucas Ito over Nathan Lee. As a reminder, we have 4 court streaming. USC Indiana over on tables number 3 and 4. Now big forehand.
Big forehand from Nikhil, letting that ball drop and waiting to have that element of surprise and ripping it down the line.
4-all here. A much better start from Zen this game.
Definitely a much better start. And she's really keeping the pressure on. You know, in this game 3, she really has to hang in there. There's no getting out of it, right? She loses, that's 1 point for the Cal team.
Absolutely. Off the edge there, 5-4 to Zen. Great defense there from Nikhil. See the frustration a little bit from Kumar after that point.
That was a lucky break from Zen this time, catching the top of the net.
Telling himself to focus.
That's it. Allez, here we go. Right now.
6-all tower break. Trying to pump himself up before this next 2 serves here. Yeah, it's good. You can hear the cheers for the team competition. You know, coaches are watching both matches, players are watching both matches. It's a high energy match on table 1 as well, so it's been a fun quarterfinal so far.
Definitely a great atmosphere. Having your entire team, your schoolmates, your classmates cheering for you. Definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, big forehand there. Wins both points on a serve to take a 8-6 lead.
Over the net, please.
Just clipping the tape and going long. You can hear him say,
Again,
just over the net, please.
Yeah. Again, a little bit of frustration. I think, you know, sometimes when he's playing against Zen, he's being a little bit too aggressive. I mean, trying to finish the ball in that 3rd ball attack, but sometimes just brushing it, keeping it over, and making a good placement would be enough.
Rolled on the Wesleyan side first, then rolled over here. 9-7 Kumar. 2 points away from the match. That was a little different of a serve that he's been doing in the past. 3 match points here for California.
That was a good setup from Nikhil, you know, serving that half long ball into the forehand side and anticipating the forehand topspin from Zen and stepping around. This time, unfortunately, you know, just not getting over the net again.
Yeah, so now Zen serving down 8-10. 2 more match points for California, but on Zen serve now. Net and long. Nikhil Kumar defeats Zendang 11-8 in the 3rd game to win the first match for California in this co-ed team quarterfinal.
Overall, this was a very exciting match. We saw a lot of explosive shots from Nikhil. Zen was staying close to the table and trying to keep the pressure on, but Nikhil definitely showed why he's a U.S. Olympian.
Yes, absolutely. That's something that you know a little bit about as well. We are going to step aside here for a quick second. I believe we'll get the number 3 singles coming out here shortly here on table number 2. Brandon Lawrence alongside the Olympian Tim Wong. Thank you all for being here at the 2022 College Table Tennis Championships.
same side.
This is long teams, right?
Welcome back to the 2022 College Table Tennis Championships. Brandon Lawrence alongside Tim Wong. Well, Tim, in our first matchup here, we saw Nikhil Kumar defeat Zhen Deng to take a point for California. We've got second singles going on table number 1. And right here, we've got our third singles matchup between Angela Guan of California and Eduardo Tomoiki from Texas Wesleyan.
Yeah, I think this matchup is going to be very interesting with Eduardo's penhold, Japanese penhold style. So it's not like a traditional Chinese penhold where you can play with both sides and have rubber on the backhand side. He's using a Japanese penhold, which is more like a rectangular shape, and like Ryu Saming, right? 2004 Olympic champion, generally playing whole table with his forehand and backhand punch blocking with the reverse, with the J-pen style. And then we have Angela Guan, who's a chopper, as we saw earlier on in the day. She's going to try to defend her way into another victory for California.
Well, and to set the stage here, Tim, we've got on table number 1, Texas Wesleyan has taken a 2-love lead in second singles. So it looks like we're going to be at 1-all here coming into the third singles matchup. Again, ratings are always, they don't tell the whole story, but based on our analysis, you saying that fourth singles, Texas Wesleyan should have the advantage. So that makes this match even more important for California.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Whoever wins this match will have an upper advantage, and then, going into the fourth singles, it looks like Jia Qi has the advantage, but you never know. I mean, this is the center stage, table 1, table 2, national championships. Anything could happen.
Absolutely. So we'll keep an eye on table 1 for everyone as well. We have 4-court streaming, Indiana and USC over on tables 3 and 4. As a reminder here for the rest of the day here, so we have we're in the quarterfinals of the Coed Team Championships. Coming up next here on tables 1 and 2, we've got our women's semifinal matchup between University of Texas and California. So 3 and 4 will be Texas Wesleyan and MIT women. That'll be coming up at the conclusion of this team match. We've got team matches the rest of the way here, Tim. We've got a great lineup here. We're going to crown both a co-ed and a men's and a women's team champion today.
Very exciting stuff. Good battles that we've seen so far, and I think this is going to be another one of those matches where we're going to see a lot of fireworks happening.
Well, we're looking forward to it here at the 2022 College Table Tennis Championships here at the Round Rock Sports Center here in the sports capital of Texas. We're excited to be back here. We were here in 2016, 2018. Something happened in 2020, so we couldn't be here, and now we're back. So here we go. See the early pattern emerging. Now, if you're Angela Guan, do you prefer playing someone with the Japanese penhold, or are you more comfortable playing with someone who has a more traditional game?
I think definitely that's personal preference, but in this situation, since Eduardo puts so much spin on the ball, it's actually maybe a good thing for Angela's long pips, because with what the long pips does, it reverses the spin that comes to her backhand side. So the more spin you put, the more top spin you put, the more backspin is going to come back to the person who's playing the top spin.
Interesting. So you think that might end up being potentially an advantage here? We've got 3-1 early lead for Guan in California. There's so much spin on that serve.
Talk about how much spin was on that serve, which is kind of interesting that he's serving into the backhand side, the long pip side of Angela, because as we mentioned earlier, right, the long pips kind of not neutralize it, it reverses whatever spin is coming to it. So it might actually, give Eduardo some trouble when it comes back.
We've seen that's the fourth forehand that's gone long here from him. It seems like he's not quite seen the spin right.
This is quite normal as well. I mean, it's the first game. He probably doesn't really practice against Chop that often. So making those adjustments, getting those early jitters out.
Okay, it's all more comfortable there on that point. 5-3 lead early here for Guan in California.
And that was a better placement of his serve, serving it into the forehand side of Angelo this time. And his forehand topspin after that was great as well, going into the body of Angelo. Just couldn't connect that last shot wide out to the forehand.
Another forehand off the net and long. Guan up 7-3 with one more serve. That's a great forehand.
Great explosiveness from Eduardo, and that's kind of a specialty from this J-Pen style as well, because on the backhand side it's predominantly blocking. So generally these players have very, very explosive forehands.
To that forehand. Opens up the point. 7-5 lead for Guan here in the first game at the towel break. Seems like he's had success so far going to Guan's forehand. Tries to go on the offense. Into the net, 7-all, first game.
Eduardo changed his serve. He kind of simplified it a little bit. Instead of serving all that side spin, just served a simple kick topspin serve, which comes back more normal for him as well.
The chop goes wide. Eduardo's first lead of the game, 8-7. Forehand into the net.
Very heavy backhand chop, reversing all of the spin, forcing Eduardo to really lift that ball.
One more serve here for Eduardo, down 8-9. Another forehand off the net and long. Angela Guan's got 2 game points on her own serve.
She's doing a really good job putting the pressure on Eduardo. She's not popping any balls up, not really giving him any opportunities to kind of tee off. So it's really forcing him to kind of make some extra effort into those shots, like overplaying.
Oh, the long serve set with a nice forehand. Angela Guan takes the first game 11-8 over Texas Wesleyan.
Angela really controlled this game 1, putting a lot of pressure onto Eduardo, and then as we saw in this last point here, that she can also be aggressive as well and not only defend. So that's just another element to her defensive style, that not only can she defend, but when she needs to, she can change it into offense too.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw Eduardo come back in that game, down early, even it up, and then you saw Angela switch up her game a little bit and takes it 11-8 over on table number 1. Texas Wesleyan's up 2-1. In that second singles matchup, at the conclusion of that match, we'll see the fourth singles matchup between Priyan Jindal and Jakshi Lin. They'll probably be on table number 1 after that. Got a great co-ed team quarterfinal match going on here between California and Texas Wesleyan, 6 versus the 3 seed here in our knockout round. So Tim, you know, you've played in this competition before, back when we had it last in 2019. As you're going through this last day in the team knockout, what's the game plan going in for each match? Do you look at, you know, each singles match and map out what you think is going to win? Do you go in and just try and do you plan for certain matchups, or just you go 1 through 4?
Of course. So generally, like once you get into the quarterfinals, semifinals, you know exactly which teams you're going to be playing against, and a lot of the players that you played in the past are going to be here as well. So you kind of have an idea of who you have an opportunity to play against and who has better matchups and styles. So it's definitely a good way. Wow.
Great point. Wow.
I don't even remember what I was talking about.
That's a great point there from Eduardo and Juan. Those are the fun style matchups you get in these matches.
Definitely.
Ooh, chop goes long. Early 3-love lead here for Eduardo.
Eduardo's changing it up, going more into the forehand side of Angela.
So is it a good idea for Eduardo to keep trying for those forehands to open up the court like that? It seems like he's missed a lot of those so far that have been hitting the net, just missing it. If you're him, if you're his coach, you tell him to keep trying that?
Yeah, definitely so. And because he's getting all the right opportunities, he's just barely missing, just barely hitting at the top of the net. And that's obviously because the ball is so spinny. But he should definitely go for his shots and maybe even try to accelerate just a hair more so he can get it over the net. Ooh, just like you saw there.
Yes, absolutely. That's a great point.
And something that he's doing better this game is he's going wide out to the forehand side of Angela, really forcing her to stretch wide out to the forehand. Because the more ball Eduardo plays into her backhand side, the ball gets heavier and heavier each time.
And you've seen a little more change of pace now from Angela as well.
Definitely so. So that's exactly what we were talking about in game 1, where she can not only defend but change it up to offense from both sides.
Frame goes long here from 5-1 to 5-3. Angela's got 2 serves here. Try and level this out. That's a really good serve there from Angela.
So low, just barely coming out of the table, forcing a forehand topspin from Eduardo.
Another forehand into the net, 5-all. Great defense from Angela, but a great forehand to end it there from Eduardo.
Brilliant play by Angela, not overhitting that. We saw Eduardo taking a step back away from the table, getting ready for Angela to smash, but she's just, you know, that last second change, really smart play, brilliant play by Angela.
Absolutely. You definitely see also Eduardo going to the forehand more of on 6-all. Oh, huge forehand. Another big forehand there from Eduardo. Takes an 8-6 lead.
Eduardo looks a little more comfortable this game, teeing off of those high balls.
Yeah, the ones that he was missing in the first game, not so much in the second game. Service return into the net here. Much more comfortable forehands from Eduardo. Opens up a 10-6 lead, 4 game points to level this matchup at 1 game apiece. Forehand goes long. Wesleyan wins the second game, 11-6, to level this match up at 1. And over on table number 1 as well, Nathan Lee from California just evened the matchup at 2 games apiece over there. So we've got 2 great matches going on here on tables 1 and number 2. So Tim, we've seen Eduardo make his adjustments, which amounted to putting more forehands in play and being more comfortable. What adjustments does Angela need to make now to kind of regain the edge?
You know, I think Angela can probably start attacking a little bit more. We haven't really seen her do that much. And Eduardo's really putting the pressure onto Angela's forehand side very early on. So I think in order for Angela to, you know, battle back in this game 3, is she needs to set it up and, you know, try to get her forehand attack early on and let Eduardo know that no, you can't only go to my forehand side, and I'm not only going to defend either.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see what adjustments she can make there. We have our first semifinalist in the co-ed team competitions. University of Washington has defeated University of Charlotte 3-1. That was on table 7 and 8. So we have our first semifinalist, University of Washington. From all the way up in Seattle, they're going to play the winner of Texas and NYU, who are playing right now on tables 5 and 6. So we're coming in for a great conclusion here today. Thank you all for being with us here at the 2022 College Table Tennis Championships. Third game here, Eduardo to serve. Ooh. Great defense from Angela, but a better forehand from Eduardo.
Very explosive forehand in this game 3 just to start it out.
Chop goes long. Early 2-0 lead. It's going to be tough for Angela if Eduardo keeps hitting those forehands and keeps putting pressure on like that.
As the game goes on, he's starting to look more and more comfortable reading the spins off of Angela's backhand side as well.
Yeah, quick 4-love lead here for Eduardo. He's found the place he wants to go to Angela's forehand here to open up the point. If you're Angela, do you consider taking a timeout here, or do you wait until the 4th game?
At this moment, I don't think that the timeout is the right move, just because there's still a whole lot of match to play. But if it gets closer, right, if it gets to like 5-4, I could see Eduardo taking a timeout. because this would be a very crucial game if it got close.
Yeah, that's a good point. We've seen different players take time out for different points in these matches. Angela to serve 1-5.
So much spin from Eduardo, and he kept it extremely low as well.
You see Angela going on the attack there for the first time.
And that was a great placement as well. I mean, we've seen Angela playing and pushing most of the balls into the backhand side, and Eduardo stepping around. But this time she goes wide out to the forehand and catches him slipping, catching her moving early.
Yeah, you see her going to his forehand now a little bit more, trying to change the pattern a little bit. Couple loose forehands here. We're at 6-4. Eduardo still with the lead. Angela with 2 serves. If you're Angela, do you try and go on the attack with that last backhand, or?
No, I think what she was doing was perfect. She was staying in the rally and keeping in the defense. That ball definitely wouldn't have been the right one to attack, but it just barely missed the edge of the table there.
Ooh, forehand chop goes just long. Eduardo wins both of the points on receive, and now serving up 8-4. That feels like a missed opportunity there for Angela to get back in this one. Ooh. That much spin, it hits the net and just stops. Turn goes long, 9-5 for Eduardo. 2 points away from taking a 2-1 lead in this match. We've got 5 game points now for Eduardo and Texas Wesleyan to take a 2-1 lead here. Forehand chop into the net. Eduardo and Texas Wesleyan take this third game 11-5 to take a 2-1 lead here in the third singles matchup.
Eduardo still looking pretty comfortable in this game 3, battling and playing his forehand topspins very aggressively. And he's also got into a groove where now he's not overhitting when he doesn't need to, right? So when he gets opportunity, we can see that huge forehand rip. And when he doesn't, he can just, really crank up the ball and add the spin onto it. And it's putting a lot of pressure on Angela at the moment.
Absolutely. So now Angela will need to make a couple adjustments here. You mentioned before attacking more. We didn't see more of that in that third game. Do you still think she needs to attack more?
Yeah, I definitely do. She needs to put some pressure on Eduardo and maybe push him away from the table a little bit, because right now he's just so comfortable teeing off on all the right shots.
We'll see if she can make any adjustments here. Otherwise, Texas Wesleyan would take this third singles matchup. We are deep into the 5th game over there on table number 1. Wesleyan's got 4 match points to level this team competition up at 1. Over here on table 2, Angela the serve, down 2-1. Ooh. Goes on the attack. Backhand into the net. And the chop goes long, and table number 1, Texas Wesleyan did close it out here, so Texas Wesleyan has evened this team competition up at 1-all. Serve does not get over the net. Yeah, much more comfortable start again from Eduardo after that first game. It seems like he's figured out the forehand. Oh,
That was a great get by Angela, catching that, super powerful forehand into her forehand, being able to block it. But lucky break from Eduardo, catching the edge of the table.
yeah, and now we see that timeout from Angela. Down 4-1 here in the 4th game.
Unfortunately, we don't really want to see, or Angela doesn't really want to use her timeout in this moment, but right now she's down 4-1 and down 2-1 and doesn't want to give a point to Texas Wesleyan. But let's see if she can change the rhythm with this timeout and come back and stay in this battle.
Yeah, we've seen over the last couple games, Eduardo again starting to really tee off on those forehands, so we'll see what adjustments they can make to her. Getting the keel back there, coaching her up, and giving her some adjustments to make here. The number 4th singles match is taking the court on table number 1. Right now, California and Texas Wesleyan split both the number 1 and number 2 singles, 1-all. So we'll see how these two matches go. Again, if it's tied at 2, we'll see a doubles match. Texas Wesleyan in control here. We'll see what adjustments Angela can make to get back in this match. Top goes long. Yeah, it's been one-way traffic so far this game, huh?
That's what it looks like. That timeout was a good timeout, but Eduardo's still coming out very, very strong, very aggressive.
It's great defense there, staying in that point. Water set up that point so nicely there.
And that was a great placement as well, catching Angela right into her elbow.
Make up the serve, gotta return it into the net. Eduardo serving at 7-3 here in the 4th game. Yeah, so comfortable there from Eduardo.
Oh. Great reaction from Angela. Those 2 topspins came so fast, but even though she wasn't able to get all the way back, she was able to react and chop those balls over the net.
Can't get the backhand shot over the net. 9-4, 2 points away from the victory. Eduardo with 2 serves here to finish out the match. Top return goes long. 5 match points here for Eduardo and Texas Wesleyan to take a 2-1 lead here in this team competition. Huge forehand ends it. Texas Wesleyan takes number 3rd singles, 3-1. It opens up a 2-1 lead here in this team competition.
This was a very fun match to watch with Eduardo. You know, first game, okay, he started off a little bit slow, but after that, watching all of his super explosive forehands, you know, it was a treat and a pleasure to be able to watch this live.
Absolutely, and with Texas Wesleyan taking a 2-1 lead, around the grounds here, NYU has defeated Texas 3-0. So we're going to have Washington and NYU in the co-ed semifinals. In this matchup here, we've got a 2-1 lead for Texas Wesleyan over California. Table number 1 has your 4th singles matchup. And tables 3 and 4 will also have Indiana and USC. Thank you for watching this co-ed team quarterfinal match between Angela Guan of California, Eduardo Tomoki of Texas Wesleyan, Brandon Lawrence alongside the Olympian Tim Wong. Thank you all for watching the 2022 College Table Tennis Championships.